since our inception in 1965. If you do the math, we're serving 1 in every 10 people in the United States receives some service from a community health center. So I think that that itself shows the growth that we've had. In the state of Louisiana, we are serving close to 500,000 people in the state of Louisiana. When you look at a state that has 4.65 million people, again, you know, about 1 in every 6 people in the state of Louisiana are being served through a community health center. This year we have the distinction, we'll be celebrating in October, and I'm going to use this occasion to invite everyone. October 12th, we'll be celebrating our 50th anniversary Teche Action Clinic. We have the distinction and the pride of being the first FQHC in the state of Louisiana. We were established in 1974. Some of the people in this room were there. I know Sam was when it got started. So we're planning those activities. We'll be having it at Bayou Bend Health Systems the October 12th, and the 6 to 7 is going to be social hour, and our gala starts at 7 o'clock. Yes, and we've been able to secure as our keynote speaker Michelle Miller. You might know her from CBS Saturday Morning. She's the wife of ex-mayor of New Orleans, Mark Morial. And we'll probably bring it up that night, but Mark Morial, the Morial family, his mother actually has roots in Verdonville. She was a Hydel, and they're related to the Arnolds from that area. And there's several other connections that we have with that family that ties them to this. But today is about, again, serving the people of the United States, Louisiana, and then the service areas that we are in. If you have an occasion, you can look on a map on the wall over there that has the state of Louisiana and the 6 parishes that we're located with the red dots indicating where we are. We are serving, depending on when you start counting, anywhere between 20 to 30,000 patients right now in the system that we're in. We're trying to recover from COVID and reestablish, you know, the penetration that we had pre-COVID. But we've seen that across the nation, trying to get folks back into the healthcare system and getting the services that they've missed during COVID. I'm on a committee called Tackle, Taking Aim at Cancer in Louisiana, and we just looked at our numbers, and there's a tremendous backlog on colorectal cancer screening as well as mammograms that we experienced during COVID when people weren't able to come in. So we have some work to do, but we're very proud of the accomplishments that we've been able to make. I'd be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to our previous governor, John Bell Edwards. As you all know, he first day signed Medicaid expansion that brought in 500,000 people into the system that were not getting routine care. And because of that initiative, we've been able to pick up a lot of patients with cancer, both breast cancer, colorectal cancer, hypertension, diabetes. And LSU just did a statistical analysis on that that's online, and you can see the impact that spreading Medicaid has had in the state of Louisiana in improving the health care of the people of this state. None of this would be possible without all the people in this room that are collaborating partners, although the people at the table are going to be ones that are going to be signing the proclamation, and we want to you know, acknowledge them and give them their kudos. It's all the people and the collaborating partners that we will be celebrating. The theme this year is powering communities through caring connections. And I think that's what we try to represent, meeting people where they are. I say this every year, and I guess I'll keep saying it for as many years as I'll still be here. Just a slight correction, Howard. I've been here 42 years, not quite 45. But I have the utmost respect for local elected officials, because those are the people that are closest to the people that we serve. And I always say that when I go up on the Hill, when we go to Washington to visit our United States senators and our congressional delegation, you know, the people in the communities, they know where all these mayors live and state representatives. and they know how to put their hands. They live with the people they represent. They work, when they worship, when they shop for groceries, when they wash their cars, they know how to put their hands on them. But I doubt if anyone knows where Senator Kennedy lives and Senator Cassidy lives, where you can go put your hands on them, right? So local elected officials, to me, represent the best of what we have to serve people. So what I'm going to do is acknowledge the folks at the table and then the folks around the room. We'll have the proclamation signing and then a few remarks from them. And then we will be moving across the street to cut the ribbon on the new pediatric wing. So seated at the table we have before us, I want to acknowledge the Mayor of Franklin, Mr. Eugene Folkard, the Mayor of Baldwin, Clarence Vappy, the Mayor of Patterson, Sir Rodney Grogan, Sam Jones, our parish president, Vincent St. Blanc, our state representative, and Tyrone Glover from Congressman Clay Higgins' office. Not with us, but I know supporters are the Mayor of Berwick, Duval Arthur, and also the Mayor of Morgan City, Lee Dragner. And Senator Robert Ireland, I know, is a big supporter of ours. He wasn't able to be here today. I acknowledge also in the room, I'll go around, I acknowledge the press and thank you all for coming. Howard Castay and DJ Fab is managing the video. I'm hoping that you have a copy to give to my wife, who I'll be in trouble because I gave it a wrong time. Danica Foley with her station and Scholar Long. Yeah, I was going to go around. And Brady Burrell. Long. What did I say? Foley. Okay. Thank you for correcting me. I also want to acknowledge Stephanie Gidry and Brett Bart folks from Bayou Bend. We talked about collaborating partners, and certainly Miss Beverly DiMaggio, who is a treasure in the institution for St. Mary Parish. Also with us are our registrar of voters, Ms. Terry Folkard and Raquel Baker, who have been participating in getting folks registered very effectively over the last few months, but in particular concentration. I know you've had some registrations both here in Franklin and in Morgan City. So I want to acknowledge that. And also from the chamber, we have Beth Chauvin. Thank you for coming. And Mr. Scholar Long over there. Let's see. We have from our staff, of course, Florence Beverly, who is I have to give her all the credit for putting these things together in all the events that she does. She's been outstanding. Carla Vapper, our director of school-based clinics. And I see Tiger Verdon. I just saw the video that you created for the Pocket Port, and congratulations to the city of Franklin for winning the municipal award creativity. That was really well done. And then our staff, we have Mr. Ethan Olivier, who is our chief operating officer, and Dr. Jamelia Staples, our pediatrician, who you'll be meeting and seeing what she's doing over there. And of course, Amber Tillman, who's one of our senior staff folks.
Mayor Morgan.
Oh.
But y'all want something too at the.
Oh, the LMA. Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't see that video. So what did?
We were fortunate to be recognized with Shop Patterson.
Oh, fantastic! Fantastic. And who's the other young lady in the back? Tranisha. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I'll take this time to maybe offer the mic to the elected officials that didn't never shy away from that. I also want to recognize Susan Dorsey, one of our board members, and Mr. Howard Cass. And Mr. Willis could not be here this morning. He was predisposed. And I think I caught everyone. Did I? Yeah, I did. Okay. So I'll turn it over, starting right here with Mayor Folkard.
Thank you, Doc. Always giving honor to God. It's always a pleasure to be here. On behalf of the city of Franklin, this is what collaboration looks like. As we continue to do the things necessary all over the city of Franklin and also a great deal of our constituents utilize the services here at Teche Action. I've been a 30-plus year patient of Dr. Wilkes, so I utilize the services here as well. So it's very, very beneficial to have health care in this area, and I also serve on the Board of Commissioners for the Bayou Bend healthcare system, and it's always good to collaborate. And speaking of, I'm excited about the 50-year banquet. When I think back, my wife's grandfather, Reverend John Harris, was the first board president for Teche Action Clinic some 50 years ago. And so, we're looking forward to this. It's always about community and about service and what we can do for everyone in our community. So again, I thank God for Teche Action, and we're happy to be here for National Healthcare Week.
I'm humbled and honored to be here, and fortunate to have given 33 years of elected service to the town of Baldwin. Of course, we have a lot of patients from Baldwin that are treated here through Teche Action Clinic. I can remember back in 1980 when I graduated from high school and started working at Franklin Foundation, Teche Action Clinic was housed in a house, and we have to thank Diane Jones-Wilkes for keeping Dr. Wilkes here in Franklin, because he was just here serving his time and going back to Tulane and to do his nephrology fellowship. But she talked him into staying in Franklin. He got involved in the community, saw the healthcare needs, also infrastructure needs. It was not just healthcare needs, but because of poor infrastructure, it affected health. I always remember the one with the E. coli, the little kids' ears, because of open sewage. And by him being on the parish council, he changed that. So we have to give him thanks for a lot of things besides just being a physician and also being my physician, because I've been treated here at Teche Action Clinic also. But we're very grateful. And it's just grown exponentially. It's unbelievable to come from where you were. And I congratulate you. And the people of Baldwin, thank you.
Thank you.
To God be the glory for all that he's done and all that he's doing. When he said 50 years, I was 9. I was 9 years old, and I could remember the health unit in Patterson, being scared to go there and so forth. But being in a small rural area, I do remember the van that used to pass through Patterson. I think Harsel Mitchell was one of the drivers back then. And my grandparents were fortunate enough to start receiving health care instead of having to go to the charity hospital in New Orleans and in Lafayette. So just from the origin of this program and throughout the years, the city of Patterson, which was a town at first, our citizens have truly been blessed. Unfortunately, I have never been treated by Dr. Wilkes. I sat at the table, and all the two before me said, have been treated. I'm more than sure Sam has been treated. So I would like to make my appointment today, because they're doing quite well. But Dr. Wilkes, both you and your wife, y'all are friends of mine and dear friends, but I bounce off the rest of it saying, thank God that you stayed, and you saw the needs, and through God, all things possible. And because you keep it, and because you don't waver, God is going to continue to have favor upon you, this program, and the citizens in this area will continue to receive the best health care. Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to be a little personal today, although I represent the entire parish. Without Dr. Gary Wilkes and Dr. Gary Jones, I wouldn't be here today. I had an attack, a heart. It wasn't a heart attack, but it was near one. Dr. Wilkes, my very best friend, went over to see him. I said, I was down on the floor. I was fighting and all. He said, you need to go get this fixed. And I said, where? I had no idea where to go. Gary Jones can do it. He can. I said, look, that's good. He's from here. He's a Jones. It's going to work. So I went to Alexandria, and he did. He took care of me. I remember waking up the next morning after the surgery, and I did the bypass. I didn't do the stents and all that kind of stuff. I wanted the bypass. I woke up, and he was right by the bed. I said, hey, Doc, I said, I'm feeling pretty good. I said, how long is this going to last for? He said, dude, if you die before 90, it won't be from this. And he's been right all along. So if anybody ever had any questions about my friendship with Dr. Welch and Dr. Jones and this clinic, that's where it started. And I still come here today, still come to him. I hope he never retires, and I'm going to retire very, very soon. But I hope he's here, not only for what's being done in Franklin, and you know, it was a fight. We went to Washington, we walked through the mud and the dust and everything to try to get money, and we were successful. Virtually every time we were successful. The idea that we would have clinics all across the southern part of the state is amazing in of itself. And there's another one coming, you know, and actually two more coming. So this has been a great odyssey, and we're coming to a place where I don't know of anybody that's matched us in this state. So I want to thank Dr. Welch. I want to thank the people here, everyone who's been supportive of it. This is just a great accomplishment. Thanks very much.
It's been an honor and a privilege to be here for when it first started, and having my wife for 53 years at the hospital and working with Dr. Welch, and now having a real close, for the last 20-something years, a very close relationship. And what really is the most impressive thing is when you sit in the legislature and you look, and I'm looking at this map, and the barometer that makes us go, you know, we always get last or second to last in the state. The barometer of health care is very, it weighs heavy on weather. If we ever become in the high 40s, then we really have accomplished something. But being from St. Mary and giving the people exactly what the health that we have in the places there, when I look up the health care, because we are a step. And if you realize that we're serving 500,000 people, 500,000. Just think if we could get up into the, you know, I travel all over this state, and I can tell you, when I drive into the east and I come into town, I can see a difference in the economy, in the health care, every barometer that moves up, all because we are healthy. We're doing things. Collaboration between Bayou Bend healthcare systems and our wellness center, and how we doing it. And I, as sitting as a representative, already helping these people already, moving the bar up. But when you go through Jackson, Emeryville, you know, I travel a lot, and to see where most of the barometer that's holding Louisiana back is up in the things. And we are so blessed and lucky, Doc. Thanks for, you know, for being here and being such a good friend, that we are giving people, and we giving things that we can actually move it to where they can go to work. You know, when I think about, maybe I'm a little too long, but when I think about when we first came, and our first year at Centerville, and we had Teche Action Clinic. None, the first year of integration, none of them had doctors. We couldn't get them to have a physical to play basketball and run track. I brought them right up to this, And it was an amazing how we changed a generation right there, that they didn't have to go somewhere, try to find them. Every Teche Action clinic was one thing that's opened my eyes. But I am very proud to sit on the House floor, and when they talk about health care and stuff, and tell them what we doing because of this. So we are very lucky. Thank you, Doc. I'll be 100% behind anything that Teche Action, because we got the facts, we got the numbers that prove what can be done through healthcare.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you all.
Let me change the dynamics. First, giving honor to God, who's head of my life. I thought we was here for a proclamation signing, not a documentary, because hearing everything I've heard, this needs to be on somebody's television, CNN or whatever, PBS. It's an honor and a pleasure, Ms. Florence. Thank you so much for always inviting me. All of you who are here, it's a tough time for politicians right now. You know, when you see somebody, an Army veteran, you always say, thank you for your service. You tell these gentlemen and these ladies, thank you for your service, because it's very, very difficult. They only see the surface of what we vote on, but don't realize what we go through with the phone calls behind every little tedious thing, and you have to show a good face for that, whether it's through health care, a pothole, some damaging times right now. So you need to pay attention to that and thank God for God. There's a lot of things going on in this parish. I spend 90% of my time in this parish. Somebody's going to get jealous who's going to hear this, but 90% of my time in the congressional office is spent in this parish, because I have great friends in this parish. Everybody answer their phone, well, almost, but they'll call you back. They'll call you. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They'll call you back. I can pick at them because we have a great friendship. But in all honesty, all jokes aside, it's a pleasure being part of this, Doc. Great job. I'm listening to the heartfelt stories. I just thank you so much. And Mayor Vampy, Mrs. Vampy, thank you for your prayers. The tough times that my family's been going through, but it's an honor and pleasure being here. And on behalf of Congressman Clay Higgins, who will be in this parish almost the rest of this month, thank you all for inviting me.
Thank you. I'll open the floor to anyone else, and then we'll do. I'm not going to read the whole proclamation because we'll be here till noon if we get that. But would anyone else like to say anything? Ms. Guidry, Ms. Beverly.
It's an honor and a pleasure to be here. This clinic and the clinics in all the different parishes serve a large population that otherwise wouldn't be able to get care. The collaboration with Teche Action, we try to do things together as much as we can, but I always know that Dr. Wiltz is there and available if we need him for any reason at all. We're all trying to make our parish healthier. Thus the Wellness Center and some other initiatives, Teche Action and all their initiatives. So congratulations, and it's an honor to be here, and I love working with y'all. Thank you.
Well, for 38% of the population, you got my heart. You know you do. The seniors wouldn't be here today, living to be like me, soon be 90. My 22 years ago, their life expectancy was 62 years. We're now up to 79. And I tell you, this is the most active 38% of your population, because they want to get out and do things. They don't want to sit at home and watch television or play on their phones. They want to educate the young people about where we were, where we are now, and where we're going. And personally, this is my sounding board. If I want to talk sports, politics, have a few mimosas, he's my partner. And from the bottom of my heart, especially during COVID, you were a godsend for my seniors, and I say thank you. And to all of y'all who support the seniors, remember, we're 38% of the population of St. Mary Parish, and we go to the ballots.
All right.
Thank y'all.
Ms. Dorsey, Mr. Cassidy, or
I'd like to say on behalf of the chamber
Oh.
and our president, Beth, we thank Teche Action. We're honored to be here as well. Anytime I call for sponsorship, because we rely heavily on sponsorships, Teche Action as a nonprofit as well always steps up. So we're thankful for you guys as
We
well.
cherish the partnership.
Thank you. Thank you. Ms. Dorsey.
Well, good morning to everybody. Thank you, politicians, mayors, representatives, congressmen, representative, and parish president. I don't know how many of you all remember that Sam and Doc ran for governor and lieutenant governor as a set, and one of their issues was health care. So what year was that?
It's the only race we lost.
Yeah. Yeah. What year was that? What year was that?
Oh,
1992. Okay. So as far back as 1992, and even of course before then, Dr. Wills and Sam have tried to make healthcare a burning issue. Of course, it always was an issue, it just had not been recognized. And they can tell you about the struggles Sam can, about the struggles to put Teche Action here, the opposition that they faced. Again, when we came up with the idea for a school-based health clinic, you all wouldn't imagine the opposition that we had, because of course parents and preachers went to us somehow influencing our young people in ways that they did not believe a health clinic should influence people. And yet the clinic's history, we have found all kinds of conditions in our young people. And I was reflecting on one of those today, sadly, that we have found things. So what we have done is been a healthcare provider where healthcare was needed. You all will find out that we have a footprint, a large footprint, and I didn't always recognize, but I know now that Sam and Doc, a lot of what they did was to guarantee that as some of the larger healthcare providers have come in and tried to mimic our setup, that we would not be so easily overtaken, that we would have a firm presence in the parishes that we are in, through our school-based clinics, through our mobile clinics, and through our buildings, our stationary clinics. I want you to know that it is our intention to be here 50 more years, and it is our intention to address some of the what we call social determinants of health, which keep some of our patients in the situations that they are in. And some of you may know those are the housing situations, transportation, food availability. All of those things have an effect on a person's health, mental health as well as physical health. And so in years to come, these are things that we will be addressing more and more. And we invite you to stay tuned for, we hope some of you will come in October, because then you will get an idea of some of the things that we plan to address in the future. Thank you.
I know she doesn't probably want to at least say hello. I want to make sure that all the cameras see our new pediatrician, Dr. Staples, if you want to say hello.
Hi, I'm Dr. Staples, a new pediatrician over at Teche. Just happy to be here.
She's accepting new patients.
Yes.
Awesome. Very good. I don't know, Terry, if you want to say anything. Who's not here, I wanted to give acknowledgement to, as Ms. Dorsey said, the social determinants of health. And there's another great collaborative partner, and that's Ms. Almitra Franklin at St. Mary Community Head Start and Action Agency. As you all know, they address housing, they address transportation, they address utility assistance. And when we identified, I know Ms. Guidry and I, we've talked about this, and we looked at the parish as a whole. You know, it's going to be one St. Mary that's going to get us to where we want to be. We can't be divided by the Calumet Cut or East and West. It's going to take a collaborative effort between all the partners I think Ms. Beverly transcends that because she makes all the meetings of all the municipalities as well as the parish council meeting. We're in the process right now of reviewing the charter and trying to make it better to serve the needs of the community in a way that we think can be as one. It's been a challenge, but if we want to make this the community that we want it, the pillars are going to be, as was said earlier, you have to start off with a healthy population. That leads into the chamber, the business community. You can't operate if you don't have a healthy workforce. So that's, to me, the bottom of the pyramid. And then the infrastructure of the community that we're in, the educational system that you're in, the housing situation, transportation, all of those things have to come together for us to be the community that we want to be. It was funny, I asked Florence, to run a report because tomorrow's going to be Patient Appreciation Day. So, and every year, we do this every 5 years. It's too much to do every year. So we try to have our patients, we honor the patients that we've served the longest. So I had to run a report, and there were I think 5 that were over 100. But I first started off, I said, well, how many patients do we have that are 80 and above? And it was like 700. I was like, we certainly can't invite 780. I said, well, narrow it down to 90 and above, That was a more manageable one, but it was like about 50 or so. To your point, Ms. Beverly, that the population is aging, and hopefully we're playing a role in helping that to happen. But I want to just thank everyone for the kind words, and all my colleagues. You start going to your 50 reunions for high school. I did a 45th for med school. And all of my colleagues retired, and they were like, Gary, man, what's wrong with you? Why don't you retire? I said, I'm just tired. I'm not retired.